Good evening, and that was our jazz band from Revere High School. At this time, we would like to have us all stand and say our Pledge of Allegiance to start us, and then followed by the singing of the Revere alma mater. Say it loud with me, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your patience. I wanted to first start by saying how extremely proud I am of the band and the choir, and most appreciative of them being with us here tonight, as well as the students that we saw outside in the student fair, really highlighting some of the exciting things that are happening in the district. So I would like to start by a round of applause for the band, the choir, and the students outside. Tonight you are going to hear many topics from where we are as a district, And I'm so excited to share where we've been, where we are, and where we're going, because it certainly has been a long journey. I'd like to thank you, Mr. LeBeau, for fixing that. It is much appreciated. Mr. Burdine is in the front with us as our treasurer, and he is here supporting us in this evening, and he will be happy to answer any questions that may come up. So let's begin with the strategic plan and where we have been. In 2015, the district went or engaged in a strategic planning process. And these 8 elements are items that we determined as a community were important to the stakeholder groups, from performance to financial stability, facilities, technology, staff, well-being and safety, communication, collaboration and partnerships, and accountability. And it has been quite a journey over the last 3 years. And behind me, it kind of encapsulates where we have been. You can see in the school year 2015-16, that's when we developed the plans. In fall of 2016, we became a future-ready school and introduced a K-12 one-to-one initiative. In the fall of 2016, we also successfully passed the bond issue. We introduced a makerspace, which I'll talk about in a little bit, at Hillcrest Elementary. We started using Jason Learning and started to expand our opportunities in robotics. We weren't done, though, because after that bond passed, there was a tremendous amount of work before us. And that work continued into 2017, in the spring of 2017, when we started visioning and planning for the new buildings. We also, in 2017, finished a 2-year project on curriculum mapping. Our teachers dedicated 2 years of their time around professional development to map the curriculum for Revere, which was something that was incredibly important to our stakeholder groups in the strategic planning process. We have a Revere curriculum. It is online. It's available to anyone, and you can see how each course progresses and builds upon itself. In fall of 2017 and in spring of 2018, some big things are on the horizon. So we have wrapped up our visioning process, and this Friday, we are having the groundbreaking ceremony for Bath Elementary. This Friday, 1:30 p.m. That's 18 months of work. This spring, we will also have all of the assessments entered into our curriculum maps. So the teachers have spent the last year further developing the maps to include all of the assessment components. And to take it a step further, they had to add 3 authentic assessments or problem-based assessments within their maps. So they are trying to push and stretch themselves to new heights. We also are going to be announcing students and teacher Argonauts, who are members who have been selected from the teaching staff and students who are a part of Jason Learning, who get to go to Nicaragua in the fall, in July, of this coming year, to work with scientists and do real-life research as a part of the Jason Learning program. And I'm excited that not only students are going, but a teacher is going as well. And the experiences that they will have on that trip will be able to be infiltrated back into the district and the programs that we're offering. We've expanded Project Lead the Way, a STEM initiative, all the way down to 4th grade. We have initiated the conversation on vertical curriculum alignment, which means how do the pieces and parts fit together from 4th grade math to calculus. And that's a big project as well, and we've started to have those conversations now that the curriculum is mapped as well as the assessments have been added. We've enhanced our writing curriculum, we've updated building schedules, we even have an Apple School of Distinction in the middle school. That's 3 years of work. The first 3 years of this strategic plan. And I will tell you that when you reflect on the goals on the strategic plan, we are ahead of where we thought we were going to be. So what does that mean? That means our teachers need a year to recalibrate. We need to reflect on where we've been. We're calling this the path to 2025. It sounds incredible that we would be talking about 2025. But we are wrapping up a 5-year plan, and next year is going to be a recalibration year. What does that mean? That means teachers are going to drive their professional development. There will be teacher autonomy. They will be able to recalibrate and really figure out where we've gone and where we want to go. Because the 5th year of the strategic plan is going to be really a planning year for the next 5-year strategic plan. We need to talk about not only where we are on the small scale, but where we're headed in this year and beyond. So I am very proud of where we've gone, and I am even more excited about where we're headed. When you think about it, folks, as you look at that trajectory, in 3 years' time, we will have a new high school, a new Bath Elementary. We will have renovated middle school and Hillcrest, affectionately called Richfield now, folks. We will have a new renovated Richfield. We will have new softball field, new bus garage. And that's just talking about the building project alone. So the face of this district is transforming as we speak, and there is a tremendous amount of work that is being done by our teachers and our staff and our administrators, many of whom are here tonight. And please, let's not forget the countless hours that the Board of Education puts in to make this possible. I want to go through some district data just to refresh you on where we are as a district. We have 2,775 students. Beneath that shows our diversity. We have 4% of economically disadvantaged students and 10% of students with disabilities. So that's a cross-section of what makes us up as a community. In terms of employees, we have 359 employees. 214 of them are certified, 122 non-certified. Think of bus drivers, cafeteria workers, custodians, the folks that make this place run. Educational Service Center staff are 23. And of the certified staff, 155 of them, folks, have advanced degrees, masters or beyond. So your children are really being, they're reaping the benefits of a very masterful staff, not only in their pedagogy, but also in their advanced degrees. Finances, another huge component of the strategic plan. For the bond project, we had to go through the bond rating process because our old debt was paid off for the 1995 wing of the high school. So we had to go through the bond rating process again, and I'm happy to report we maintain our high bond rating of AA1. The Auditor of the State Award has been awarded to the treasurers for the last 5 years. And you should know that these financial accomplishments have been done with no additional state funding. I will tell you that flat funding is a good thing, though, in that we're not losing money. But please know, as inflation happens, we are not receiving any additional funds from the state. The assessed values increased dramatically, a 9% increase in assessed values, and our assessed wealth is over $1 billion at this time, which helps us become one of the lowest effective millages in Summit County. Because our assessed value is $1 billion, we reap the benefits of one of the lowest effective millages. I will also tell you that our 5-year October forecast shows us being in the black through 2021. In 2011, the district passed new operating funds with a commitment to the district that they would be in the black for 7 to 9 years. Being in the black through 2021 takes us to that 9-year mark. And I think that's something that this district should celebrate. I want to go through some of the initiatives that we have been working on. Some of them I talked about already. Took us 2 years to engage in the curriculum mapping process. We worked on assessment literacy for this school year. That will be wrapped up this spring. We also worked on a district-wide homework study. So what is the appropriate amount of homework that is being given in each building, in each subject matter? Where is the consensus? I'm happy to tell you that that year-and-a-half study is wrapping up this spring, and this fall we will be initiating or circulating guidelines to the parents and the community about our arrived consensus around homework. It's a polarizing topic for sure. So we wanted to make sure that we did our due diligence. We used research-based strategies to come up with what does homework look like in Revere. We also have a district technology committee that has been up and running for 3 years now, and it has been instrumental with the one-to-one initiative. The board was gracious enough to help support us in adding 2 additional technology coaches, and those technology coaches were former Revere teachers who went out of the classroom and decided to become a teacher of teachers. So they help really push the technology initiatives because they are able to swoop in and work side by side by the teachers to help support them and take us to the next level. We are actively working with Apple and Google to provide professional development. We're actually going to switch email servers from Outlook to Google over the summer. We have Google Classrooms. We are using Google heavily through our Apple devices, and they can be used simultaneously. I talked a little bit about STEM. Folks, this has really become quite robust over the last 3 years. So some highlights. I talked about the Makerspace at Hillcrest continues to evolve in terms of the curriculum that we're offering the K-3 students. We're building rocket cars at Bath. We're building drones at the middle school. Project Lead the Way is already down to Bath and 4th grade, like I said, and we're experimenting with virtual reality in all buildings to varying degrees, some of which you saw tonight. Right now, as we speak, you can go to the gym when I'm finished and see the celebration of arts, and I hope you are in awe, as I am, of the amazing talent of the students that we have the pleasure of working with. And just this past weekend, there were 4 showings of Hello Dolly, and I hope you can agree that it was an outstanding performance if you had the opportunity to see it. Interestingly enough, when I was there last night with Mr. King, we were presenting awards. It was interesting to see the leads in the play and the awards they were receiving for their artwork as well. So some of the students are really shining in the arts, and this is something that is an extremely important component of who we are as Revere. Athletics and arts, making sure that we are filling in the STEAM initiatives. Communication continues to be an ongoing promise to the community. From our website to our Facebook to Twitter, teachers are using Twitter. If you want to see what's happening on a day-to-day basis, get a Twitter account, because there are teachers that are really celebrating what our students are doing, from authors coming in to student projects to, I get excited when my own kids are on Twitter when a teacher or a principal is tweeting them out about things that they are learning. It is an amazing medium to share and to celebrate what we're doing. Obviously, we have the newsletters that are happening, special programming, Blackboard Connect, the Superintendent's Corner, and largely we have Mrs. Jennifer Reese to thank for the work in communication, and I certainly want to commend her publicly for all of her hard work. I was at the PT Center earlier. I have a little sidebar, and the receptionist said, "I couldn't figure out how I know you," and I always hold my breath when somebody says that, because I was not in a suit at that time, and she said because she saw my picture in the Bath Country Journal, and I just chuckled. So people do read the Bath Country Journal and the Richfield Times, and I am grateful for it because it is a great conduit to share information about the great things that are happening in the district. We are fortunate to have tremendous support from outside organizations, from PTA to CARE. They add another layer to what we are able to, or how we're able to support our students. So you can see some of the items that have happened this school year alone. I want to highlight one, the Revere Health and Wellness 5K Fun Run Walk and the event. There's a wellness event on Friday. So Friday, May 11th, there will be a wellness event. This is the first time this has happened. It's from 5:30 to 8:30. It's at the high school. There's going to be food trucks. Jim Basketball Jones will be there. You'll learn about healthy eating, yoga, mental health. Heartbeats jump rope team will be there. And then the next day, if you want to join me, we'll be running a 5K on the 12th. Put your running shoes on and let's go do it. I promise you, you can do it. So that is an exciting event. And the reason I want to highlight it is because it really shows a partnership of many of the different organizations that are helping the school district take it to the next level. And that collaboration is key. When I was reviewing this earlier, I couldn't help but smile because it has been an amazing year for us. And I hope you can see that in the academic, extracurricular, and athletic highlights. There are so many amazing things happening. Let's start with this one. We just found out that we have had 7 perfect ACT winners, or students who have earned a perfect ACT, that are walking these hallways. 2 more have just been added this week. We've had 7 National Merit finalists, 70 students inducted into the National Honor Society. Our artwork has been recognized by our students. 1 student received National Silver Medal Portfolio. 2 students' artwork was selected as a top 25 in the Governor's Youth Art Exhibition. Academically, folks, our students are thriving. In terms of extracurriculars, I talked a little bit about the Revere players and the phenomenal work they did this past weekend, as well as in the fall. Our music program have been earning superior ratings all school year. So the symphonic choir and the marching band, we've even had 9 students selected for the KSU All-Star Band Weekend. Let's not forget about athletics, though, because it was a pretty fun year so far in terms of athletics. So we had the district champions for boys basketball, suburban league champions for basketball and swimming for our boys, state qualifiers for swimming and wrestling. We had the All-Ohio 2 Division Player of the Year for Pete Nance, and our cheerleaders placed in the state competition 7th place, and they were phenomenal this year. If you had the opportunity to see them, I think you would agree. That's the day job. This is the next layer of things that we get the opportunity to work on because the community supported the bond issue. And I will tell you, after 18 months of work, I am bubbling with excitement that this Friday at 1:30, we will be able to celebrate the groundbreaking for Bath. I encourage you to come. I think it's going to be an amazing event. We will have a separate groundbreaking for Revere High School. That date has been, to be announced. And as a reminder, the total funds for this project is $79.4 million. And that number has not changed. It has been consistent. If you go back to even last year's State of the Schools, you will see that we are staying true to that number. And we have, even in the last board meeting, we broke it down for people because people are still wondering how we got to that number. And I want you to know that that is the number that we are committing to. And we're committed to building those buildings on time and hopefully under budget. I want to give you some images now of where things are going to happen. And if you came to the last building update, you've seen some of these, so I'm not going to spend a great deal of time on it. But I want you to know that the new bus garage is being built on a property to the west of the board office. So here is the board office here. Tennis courts, obviously. And if you go down Everett Road, it's a 10-acre plot of land where the bus garage will be built. That is pretty spectacular in that it frees up green space or creates green space by the middle school. So we can look at extra parking or extra practice fields. It's certainly valuable real estate down by the middle school, and freeing that up is something that we are most proud of. I'm going to move on to Bath for you. This red dotted outline is the existing building. You can see that the new Bath is going to be built behind it into the hill. Here's Bath Road. Here is Cleveland Maslin. This is approximately an 86,000 square foot building, and here are the 3D renderings of that building. You can see that if you are looking from Bath Road, it will appear as if it is 2 stories. And if you're coming south on Cleveland Maslin, it will appear 3 stories because it is built into the hill, like I said previously. Here is the main entrance to Bath Elementary. And it is scheduled to open fall of 2019. So at the start of the school year for 2019-2020 is when the Bath students will be able to embrace the new building. Please remember that it is going to become a 3-4-5 building. It currently is a 4-5 building. So 3rd grade will be moving from Richfield over to Bath, and that will free up approximately 7 classrooms at the Richfield building. 7 instead of 9. We're actually moving 9 classrooms over, but 2 classrooms will be occupied in Richfield when we move the preschool, 5-star rated preschool, from Bath, over to Richfield. So we will have 7 free rooms, and if you have been in that building, you know that they are busting at the seams, and this will really provide a great deal of options for them, and also put the preschool students in a more appropriate setting because they will be adjacent to the kindergarten through 2nd grade students. Here is a site plan of the high school. The red dotted line again is the existing building. You will notice this gray section here is the 1995 building that we're maintaining. And you will see this is the horse show property. And that is where we will be housing the softball field that will be getting displaced, as well as an additional practice field. The baseball field will stay intact, and the stadium will also stay intact, which is really important. Here are some aerial views of the high school. Just to give you some schematics, here is the 95 wing. We just changed the brick color, folks. You can stain brick color, but there it is. This is the media center. Here's the library. Here is the admin section. Down here we have art and music in the auditorium. Athletics are here in the southern portion of the building. And you have 2 academic wings jetting out to the west. This is looking from the west over. You can see those academic wings more highlighted or featured with this angle. And again, here is the 1995 wing. Here is Everett Road, and Revere Road is down here. We are adding additional practice field in front, or actually where the existing building is placed. Here is a view from the south. Looking up, you can see this wonderful plaza that will be utilized for the arts and the athletics. And it is directly adjacent to the track. And here is the front entrance of the building. And I will tell you that this building is going to be nearly 200,000 square feet. So it is going to be quite a large and expansive facility. And due to the size of that building, it will be opened the following school year of fall of 2020-2021 school year, so fall of 2020. Those timelines have been consistent as well. And I think, folks, at that time, in going over the building project, there's one more picture. I think a couple more pictures, forgive me. So here is the entrance to the Performing Arts Center, where the auditorium will seat approximately 800 people. Here is our hole in the wall. There are 3 of them in the new building, which is a good thing. Here is our athletic office and athletic gymnasium that's directly adjacent to the track and stadium. And those are the highlights that I wanted to share with you tonight. Big picture wise, the pathway to 2025 seems like it's going to be, it's a distant point in the future. I felt the same way in 2015 and look at all that we've accomplished in this short time frame. And I will tell you that great things continue to happen in this district because of the supportive Board of Education, the dedicated administrators, the teachers who give up their countless hours, and staff. And perhaps most importantly, supportive parents and community that value education and realize that it really is the gateway to a future that is open and can take our kids wherever, and my kids also benefit from that same future. And I thank you very much for being here tonight and for everything you do for our community. Thank you.